There.
Was everybody anxious or something? And I was late coming here?
Well,
No, you're right on time, Counselor Windsor.
actually 4:30, and like it starts at 4:30.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're starting right now because it's 4:30 right now.
You just
So
missed
I
it.
will call this special council meeting to order at 4:30 p.m. on Friday, September 26th, 2025. Um, we are here convening the special council meeting to discuss one item, and that is the candidate forum for October 6th, 2025, hosted by the town of Didsbury. So I will ask for a motion to adopt the agenda with one item as presented. Councillor Baswick, all
Yes,
in
ma'am.
favor? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Right, so as I mentioned, Mr. Simpson asked that I call a special council meeting so he could present this item to council, and so I will hand the item over to Mr. Simpson, our Chief Administrative Officer, to present the information.
Thank you, Mayor Hunter. So thank you to the members of council for the quick availability here on a Friday. The preface is we had been getting asked by some members of the public and the press if the town was going to be hosting a forum. And so after some discussion with staff and checking the availability of the calendar, I had staff reach out to all of the candidates. I believe we've made contact with all of the candidates who have turned in papers and are on our list that are still currently running to canvass their availability for a forum. There was an invitation to participate in a joint forum with a group that I believe has, I guess, known ties to candidates in the election as well. So I'm just exercising a little bit of independent judgment and wanted to ask council. We figure we can get a moderator to come and use a multipurpose room at the Memorial Complex. Looks like the 6th of October is maybe the best date for everybody who is on that roster of candidates. Um, to have someone come in and do a professionally moderated forum. We're asking permission if council has a desire to allow us to support the democratic process in the town, to bring a moderator in, advertise for a forum, provide some coffee and donuts, some paper and pencils for questions, and allow all of the candidates a chance to receive questions from the public in that space and provide their answers in a somewhat structured format. We're thinking a budget of about $2,000 or less ought to do it. And I know that it's quick turnaround, but advanced polling begins on the 4th, which would indicate we may already be short of being able to put the forum on prior to the very first advanced poll. However, if we can get it done by the 6th, I think we can provide that access to the public for all the candidates who choose to show up. And I would encourage all of them to be there to make themselves available for inspection, so to speak. In my experience, in other communities, the Chamber of Commerce would typically host this sort of function. I, I'm not getting the information back that the Chamber of Commerce here is functional enough to the degree where they're able to do the forum. Yeah, I see some nods. And so I'm just asking you if there's an appetite for it, then I think I have a map path forward to do that. And it would be relatively quickly. However, it would still, we would still be advertising for the duration of next week. That's why it was great to be able to have direction from council today, because then I can assign that to my staff right away and they can start promoting that to all of the candidates and all the members of the public on our usual channels, digital ones at the very least. And then I would also invite members of the press to come and be present as well, which I think is about the fairest avenue we can provide in the absence of a functional chamber, which typically would do this sort of thing. And so with that in mind and the proposed budget of about $2,000, I'm just wondering what council's thoughts are and if you're in favor, if we could get a motion and then I can take it from there.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. Deputy Mayor, you want to speak first?
Yes, I would absolutely be in favor of that. I think we've been probably asking for it. Residents have asked, I've had lots reach out to me, so I will be in favor of it.
Councillor Windsor?
Thank you, Mayor Hunter. It just seems kind of bizarre that the town is doing this, but on the other hand, I don't see as an alternative. I don't see there's a group in the community that would be able to do this and autonomously. And so, yeah, I'm in favor of going ahead with this. Absolutely.
Thank you, Councillor Beswick.
Thank you, Mayor Hunter. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. The proviso being that we have a totally unbiased and independent moderator of this panel, preferably someone perhaps out of town. I don't know.
I do have that arranged.
Oh, good, thank you.
And I'd speak to that, but I would not want to interrupt Councillor Moore's opportunity first, and then I can speak more to that comment, Councillor Baswick.
Okay, Councillor Moore.
Yes, I'm absolutely in favor of it. The forum has always been probably the best opportunity to look at all the candidates and make judgments. Certainly, I've made final decisions there. I really appreciate the effort you've made to pull this together. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you. Sorry, Madam.
No, go
No.
ahead and speak to your, what
So-
you're gonna say.
Yeah, okay. So I do have a list of contacts, and perhaps the thing I would start with is I would acknowledge that Councillor Windsor's comment that it is unusual the town does this. I agree. I was asked by staff if we wanted to provide space on our website for all the candidates to post their bios or their platforms earlier in the week, and I had declined that, wanting to try to stay as neutral as possible. I'm still getting asked that by folks, and I might canvass you on that one too. But a forum, which is typically done in most places by a third party, is just not. We just didn't have a third party that didn't have ties to the community, or other third party ties to the candidates that I could find in my short time here. And that perhaps the failing is mine for trying to do this without having a great list of who could put it on independent of us. However, I'm certainly impartial to the outcome because I just got to the community. So in the interest of facilitating democracy for all, that's really what I'm just trying to do here, gang, is create a space for everyone to come and do it. The moderator, after going through a few unsuccessful attempts to use some of my connections, I was hoping to get Nolan Kraus, the former mayor from St. Albert, who's done facilitation work for me before. He's tied up. Wasn't able to get Russell Farmer, who I've also used for these kind of things before, but Morris Fritz is the name of a gentleman that I have worked with in the past who has done some great work in training councillors in how to lobby government effectively, and he has a strong background working with governments, but he is not in government because of his line of work, did agree to come down and provide the service for a very reasonable fee of about $1,000 plus travel. So we would overnight the gentleman and send him back on his way and pay for that, and again, coffee and donuts. So it's not a horrible cost because we have the space already booked, and then we would just crank it out over the airwaves to get as many members of the public there as possible. And we will reach out to every candidate and encourage them to come and be present there. And I've made Dan Singleton aware from the Albertan. Hey, Dan, I'm having a special meeting with council today, trying to see if we can facilitate an event, and he's aware of that as well. I think if you Google morrisfritz.com, you can find out more about who the moderator is, but I'm sure he will introduce himself at the evening of the forum, and we'll put something together, some sort of a structured program for him, or see what he's got to do it. It is a bit off the cuff, but I did understand in speaking to at least one candidate that they would be gone after the 6th of October, and so I felt trying to get it done before they're out and away would be the fairest to everybody, regardless of whether they're an incumbent or a challenger.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Simpson. We appreciate that. I do know, I support this as well. I do know of another, I believe it's 2 municipalities I've talked to, could be more, that the town has made the initial facilitation and then passed it off to a neutral moderator. So I certainly support that. And I think when democracy is at stake here, that we do have a forum, and what our public are used to, and what I'm hearing people say they'd like to have our community, I think all municipalities are used to that, having a forum where the candidates are available, and so I certainly support that. And with that, I believe we just have a motion to approve that administration proceed with the organization and presentation of a municipal election candidate or municipal candidate selection forum on October 6th. And do we want to put a
Budget
time
of
on it?
about- Yeah, with about budget of about $2,000, Your Worship.
And what about time?
What time do we suppose we would want to do? In consideration of, I would ask it be in the evening, not the day, to allow the candidates who have full-time jobs to be able to work. So 6 or 7 p.m. 7 p.m. might be best. Give everyone a
like
chance to get
6.
home, eat dinner. So you like 6?
Well, 6 because then maybe you have a 2.5 hour. I don't know. It depends on, but 9 o'clock is late too. So
Okay,
Right.
do you want it?
we
So
can go
6,
around with a poll. Like I'd suggest 6, but Deputy Mayor,
I'm good with 6 till 8.
Councillor Windsor.
I would be fine with that. My other question would be, are you going to have the Board of Trustees and candidates invited to that as well?
I had not actually thought about the public school elections. I haven't consulted with my returning officer to see if we are hosting a ballot for those. I would be remiss if I didn't admit that I had not thought of including them. That's an additional scope that we could accommodate. It just might be a bit murky.
Be really murky.
It could be. So what do you guys think? Should I extend it to the school board and ask if they want to participate, or should I leave them to host theirs separate?
Let me finish the 6 to 8 first, and then I'll
Okay.
ask that one. Councillor Baswick, 6 to 8.
I would prefer 7 mainly because a lot of people work till 6. It'd be unfair to not allow them the opportunity to attend the meeting. I recall the last meeting we had, I think if it was the time was about the same, and people were commenting about that they couldn't get there to the meeting. So I prefer 7 in order to make sure people get home from work and get to the meeting.
Councillor Moore.
I'm not a candidate, so I don't know if it matters what I say, but I would think something in between, like maybe 6:30. There's points to both, maybe being 7 being a bit late and 6 being a bit early.
Yeah, I agree with 6:30. Anyone else?
Good.
I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, well, let's do 6:30 then. And we'll have that.
Do you
I
need a
don't know.
motion for that?
What's
I
that?
will add the date, time, and location into the motion. Yes.
Okay.
And then the other one was the trustees position to be on this at the forum as well. Start with Councillor Moore and then go around.
Actually, I'm wondering sometimes, I don't know if Alan Miller has anybody running against him. Do you know that?
Yes, he does.
Because they don't really have their own place for a forum, sometimes our area councilors, if the school board's in there, they want to be in there too. So maybe we should consider that as well, whether or not our county area representative, if the school board's in there, if maybe we should allow the 2 candidates for county councilor for our area as well.
I'm gonna have Michael answer that. I would disagree right away on that. It's a town of Disbury forum. Michael, any thoughts?
Oh, right.
Or I can go around with councilors too. That's fine.
Um,
but
We could
we're
make
making
it.
this more than it needs to be, I think.
Well,
right
we-
now.
And if I may, Mayor Hunter, the county is doing their own forum for candidates. So I don't think
Yeah.
that probably that's necessary. And I'm going to suggest, if I may, even though I did bring it up, that
Yeah.
the trustees not be included in this.
Yeah, I think it's getting more than we expected.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's beyond the
So-
municipality then.
Okay, so it's a municipal candidates forum,
Yes.
6:30 to 8:30,
Yeah.
October 6th, at the Memorial Complex.
Disbury municipal candidates, because I mean,
Yes.
they're all municipal, counties are municipal too, so it's pretty municipal. And I wish them well with their forums or however they manage that, but so the motion is to,
To approve a maximum budget expenditure of $2,000 for hosting of a 2025 Didsbury Municipal Candidate Forum hosted by the town of Didsbury to be funded from the operating budget, taking place on October 6th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Didsbury Memorial Complex.
multi-purpose room.
Would you like
Multi-purpose.
me to make that since I'm the one that's not involved?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm making the motion that Michael just said. And I said it so well.
You did great.
okay,
There's like an echo in here.
Mm,
I'll call the vote, all in favor. That's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Mr.
the
Simpson, for
business.
putting this together and for, I wish the administrative team all great success in securing a great evening for the forum. And I'll have a motion to adjourn at 4:46 PM.
There you go.
Counselor Baswick, all in favor? That's carried. Thanks,
Thank you, members of
everyone.
council.
4:40.